Well, greetings to each and every one of you out there. How are you doing today? I certainly hope that all of you are doing just fine. And I tell you, I am truly glad to see you. I really am. I would like to take this time right now to say thank you so much for tuning in once again. I really appreciate it. And I graciously welcome each and every one of you to another episode of TJ's Topics. And in case you haven't found out already, I am TJ. And I tell you, it is truly an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege just to be able to come into your presence once again, and on any given occasion for that matter. I am so grateful for that. And look at here. Think about this. We have just completed the first half of this year. 2024 is half gone. Because once you get to the end of June, that closes out the first half of this year. So basically, just like in sports, at a football game or a basketball game, anything like that, we're in halftime. That's exactly where we are right now. And speaking of which, that happens to be my topic for today. It's halftime. That's exactly where we are right now, at the middle of this year. Now, we've seen how things have happened over these past 6 months. I mean, from politics to crime and the economy and education. Oh man, it's been a lot of things that have transpired over the course of these first 6 months in 2024. What will the next 6 months hold? Well, I guess we'll just have to stay tuned and find out. But I tell you, life, it goes by ever so quickly. I mean, it's like 1 minute we're a baby, then, a little infant. Then the next minute, we're getting ready to start preschool and kindergarten. Then after that, we're getting ready to go to junior high, after which we go to high school. Then from high school to either college or some going to the service, the Army, the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force. Others will enter the workforce. Then we do that for a number of years. Eventually, we retire. And somewhere in between, people may get married and have a family. We retire after so long, and then we enjoy that for a little bit, and after that, we're gone. That's just how short this life is. And considering how short life is, we really ought not waste too much of it on foolishness or on foolish people. Because I tell you, there's a lot of foolish people out here. I mean, and they're not doing anything with their lives. And because they're not doing anything with theirs, they really don't have any concern about seeing you or anyone else do anything with yours. So that's just how it is. So again, folks, it's halftime. Yes, it is. Life itself is a game. It really is when you think about it. I mean, life has a way of playing out just like any sporting event. whatever sports that you care to watch or go to, that's the way life is. And I just want to briefly go over some examples of just how the lives that we live, play out just like sports, letting all of you know that it's just a game. This world is a game board, and all of us are like chess pieces on that board, or checkers, or Monopoly, or any board game that you like, any kind of game. We're those little pieces. And it's a play as well. You know, sometimes plays can be divided into 4 segments. So, 4 quarters. That's where I like to look at it. The year is divided into 4 quarters. So, life itself is a game. And just like in sports, it's divided into 4 quarters. Also, like in sports, if it has been determined that the game is not yet over and no victory has been won, then life can and oftentimes will go into overtime. And I don't know how old any of you out there are who's watching, but if you are old enough, then you know for yourself just what I'm talking about, because you've already had a plethora of experiences, and you know just how it goes. I mean, that's the way life is, and we do the best we can on this journey. We have to play the hand that we've been dealt, and everyone is dealt a different hand. So it's up to us what we do with the hand that we've been dealt. Now, here are the 4 quarters of life. Again, life is divided into 4 quarters, just like a football game, a basketball game, or a number of other sports, soccer, volleyball, stuff like that. The first quarter is from birth up to age 19. The second quarter is from age 20 to age 39. The third quarter is from age 40 to age 59. And finally, the fourth quarter is from age 60 to age 79. Those are the 4 quarters of life. And each of those quarters has a way of determining the outcome of the game, what the effects might be, and, perhaps the end result. But if we play hard enough and we do our best in whatever quarter we're in at that particular moment, or all the quarters combined, then I feel that we'll find ourselves coming out on top, regardless of what happens. But like I said, the game is divided into 4 quarters, and that's how life is. But sometimes games can go into overtime, and we see this all the time in football and basketball. If the 2 teams are tied up by the end of the 4th quarter and no one has won yet, then they're going to have to go into overtime in order to see who comes out to be the winner. Then they can award the W to whoever it is. But in life, overtime goes from age 80 and up. So anyone who is blessed to make it to 80 years old, they're in overtime. Now, I know a lot of people right now who are currently in the 4th quarter. There are some who are in the third quarter. I, myself, am in the third quarter. The third quarter runs from age 40 to age 59. Now, the majority of my family, especially all the older ones, they're currently in the fourth quarter, from age 60 to age 79. My grandmother, she was blessed and fortunate enough to go into overtime, and she made it to age 90. My grandfather, he was in overtime. He was in his early 80s when he passed, as well as my uncle in Chicago, who was 82. And I know so many others who went into overtime, because for them, the race wasn't over. The game had not been won, and the victory had not been claimed. So, just like a sporting event where people tend to start leaving in the fourth quarter in order to get ahead of the traffic, so it is in the game of life. There are many people who start exiting the game in order to get out of the way of the crowd. And I've gone to so many games over the years, and I never try to stay to the end, because I try to get out of there before all that traffic starts. Because if I stay to the tail end, it's going to be a headache trying to get out of there. I mean, you talking about cars everywhere, people walking everywhere. It's crazy. But that's how it is in life, though. You have those who, for some reason or another, just don't care to sit through the entire thing. And so they'll leave when they feel like they've had enough. Whereas lots of people sit through the entire game, while others yet will even stick around for overtime, there are always those individuals who, for some reason or another, make the decision to leave the game in one of the earlier quarters, either first, second, or third. In other words, not everyone cares to hang around for the entire event. And it's their choice, it's their prerogative, whatever they choose to do. And because no one's making them stay anyway, well, that's how it is. Just like we go to sports and stuff, see these games, that's how it is in life. No one is making us stay here on this planet. I mean, people come and people go all the time. Some people leave a lot sooner than they should, while others stay what seems like way past the time that they should. And why would I say that? Well, I'm gonna give you an example. You got a lot of hell raisers out here. You got a lot of people who just simply love to keep up mess. And it's like, no matter how hard we try to dodge those people, we just can't seem to get away from them. They are complete, for lack of a better term, assholes. And they are a natural born trip. I mean, they are a bona fide nutcase. You just simply don't know how to deal with those people. I don't care how much you pray. I don't care how much you fast. I don't care how much you grease yourself with Crisco, and I don't care how many times you run up to the altar and fall out and get covered up with a sheet and and all that kind of stuff, fanned by the usher. There are just some things in life that we have to walk through and just take our time, and we just have to face it. That's the way it is. And so the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, we just have to do the best we can with what we have to work with. Sometimes it may be a lot, and other times it may not be much. But if we can just hold on and be strong, then I believe that everything will work out fine. So those are my thoughts on halftime. And it is halftime, you know. We have made it to the end of the first half of 2024. And we're looking forward to the second half of 2024. And we know that in the second half, there will be a presidential election. No one is excited about either candidate. And some have said that it's about voting for the lesser of two evils. Well, we're just going to do the best we can and hope for the best. Because no matter who ends up in the White House, we still have to try to make it from day to day out here on our own. And I'm sure you agree with that. So on that note, I would like to say thank you very much for tuning in to this episode of TJ's Topics. I'm so grateful to have had you for this length of time. And please feel free to stop by and see me again on the next go round, when we will have something else interesting to discuss. And we will be in the second half of 2024. This is Taryn Jerome Harris, reminding you, that's right, I'm talking to you now, that every round goes higher and higher. May your second half of 2024 be very nice and prosperous on top of that. Have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.